All right, do me a favor. You can hear me clear. Go on ahead and drop a bag in the chat, and we are going to start. And as everybody pile in, I'll let them in. All right, I know Calvin was a bit slow with dropping a link, but we're going to have these build-up calls every Monday just to give y'all some extra sauce. And in trading binary, binary is one of those fashions of the trading process that don't have a lot of information out there on the market for it. Or if I could be all the way honest with you, it's quite BS. So what I'm here to do is I'm here to give you guys the real. Now I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm very brutally honest about how this is traded. I like to have fun, and I want you guys to know that if you walk away with nothing else, you will definitely, if you pay attention, have the knowledge to be able to be profitable in binary. There's a lot of people that talk a whole lot when it comes to profitability, when it comes to binary. But truth be told, it's a lot of cap going on because binary is two things. Just to kind of jump right in, one of those things that binary is kind of like that myth that everybody wants to believe but is afraid to. So binary itself just means yes or no. Right. The options is the ability to leverage a certain amount of money and be able to capitalize gains off that leverage. So if you risk a dollar at a 92% payout and you win, you'll win 92 cents on that dollar. You win your dollar back. If you risk a dollar on a 92% payout and you lose, you only lose that dollar. Right. That's the basis of binary. Okay. Also, as far as it being like the movement, it doesn't move like your normal Forex would. So you don't have to worry about counting pips here, going for a high amount of pips or a low amount of pips and having that type of compound or trading plan. None of that is the case. That's not how this works. It's real simple. In movement, will price go above currently where it's at? Yes or no? All right, that's what it's about. Will price go above currently? Yes or no? So like if price is at $1.50, it's real simple. Will it go above $1.50 in 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 15 seconds? Yes or no? Will it go below? Yes or no? You choose, and there you go. In most cases, most brokers give you a one-way in, two-way out situation, right? One way in is you'll find yourself in that position where you'll dive in, and let's say we're using pocket options. And if you dive in using pocket options, you got one way in where you select your entry. And then the two ways out is either you win or you lose. Okay. As you guys progress forward, I get to kind of teach the way I like to teach. And so this is the way I know you guys will be profitable. I see some cousins on here. What's up, Kev? What's up, Martin? I'm gonna mute you, Martin, real quick. But for the most part, this way this works is real simple. When you get in, I'm going to teach you guys how to identify sniper entries. All right. Identify sniper entries. If you gain nothing from my teachings, I guarantee you what I will teach you in binary will make you that much better of a Forex trader, right? Because with the way you trade binary in most of these brokers, you have to have a sniper entry to win. And so I'm going to show you one method for sure that not only works in binary, but works in Forex, and it is a sniper entry method in Forex. Now, I'll drop my social medias and stuff like that if y'all want to follow along, because I'm always dropping sauce and things of that nature later on. And I'll drop my YouTube if y'all want to check that out, if y'all want that extra sauce, because I know we only get one day a week. But for the most part, let's dive in. For me to teach you guys, I got to do it the right way. I'm not going to sugarcoat things. I'm not going to give y'all that surface trading sauce. If you don't know what surface trading is, go on ahead and write down surface trade on your notes. And trust me, you guys are going to want to take notes. Now, when we talk in surface trade, guys, we're talking about when you only know a strategy and you don't know the defensive mechanisms to it, and you don't know the psychology aspect of it. If all you know is the confluences, what moving average to use, what oscillator to use, and I don't know what, I don't know, maybe you use the Fibonacci candles, or maybe you're looking to use the Fibonacci tool or whatever the case may be. That's only going to have you surface trading. That's going to take you to a certain point. Many of you guys, if you entered into trading binary, one of the things that you probably did was you made the mistake of going on YouTube, finding somebody who was entertaining enough to keep you focused. They told you something that worked on YouTube. It worked for a little while, and then guess what happened? The market changed. The moment the market changed, that was the time where you really, really, really got screwed, because now you didn't understand why that strategy didn't work. Well, here's 3 reasons why the strategy probably stopped working. One, at the time, the strategy could have only been created to that conducive market, meaning the moment the market changed, that strategy cease to exist, cease to work anymore. When you run into that problem, guys, that's called UMF law, universal market fundamentals. That's what the market has to do. The market has to buy, it has to sell, it has to consolidate. All right. What type of consolidation? It could be a slow incline consolidation, slow decline consolidation, or it can be literally one of those types of consolidations that's just indecisive. We know the market has to do that to be a tradable market. This is where your wedges and things and wedge breakouts and all of that come from. All right. Uptrends, downtrends. That's what the market has to do. The market is never going to go backwards and is never going to move sideways. It will give you range where it looks like it's in the same price bracket or in between 2 price brackets, which is a positive and a negative price bracket, but it's still going to move slightly upward or slightly downward. It's never just going to turn into one bar that slides across. All right. So most people create strategies based on things that the market does as a fluke a time or two. All right. Case in point, a lot of people see order block strategies and they go nuts about them, except they don't even know what order blocks really are or how they work. So when you use an order block strategy and it stops working, you have to, you don't know how to dissect it. You guys are going to learn how to actually dissect strategies to find out if it's working for you. So that's one. Number 2, another reason why your YouTube strategy didn't work is because your trading style may be different. It might be conducive to a different aspect of how you view this strategy. So case in point, let's say you have a high volatility strategy, but you're afraid of the high velocity that the charts give you when it's bouncing up and down, up and down really fast, right? So the chart is quick, moving. And you somebody who want to just slow it down, you want to analyze longer, and you're looking at these 5 or 10-second trades and you scratching your head like, how in the hell am I supposed to get in this? Well, the answer is simple. That's not your market. Don't trade what's not your market. Only trade what you see and not what you want to see. You can't be sitting behind your screen like, damn, I would really like to see this market slow down a bit. And then when it slow down just a little bit, you think that's your trade, that's your market. Oh, here we go. This is the speed I like. You get in and not understanding that even though it slowed down, that don't mean that could be just for a brief second. And then when it speed up, you already took trades that you could win, luckily or not. So if you don't trade a conducive market for your trading style, it's not going to work for you. So that's number 2. Number 3, a lot of people, when they're trading binary, because there's so little information about binary, the actual ways to actually do it, and it's little information to the point where anybody can hop on and just get you all amped and riled up and give you that election speech. And you like, man, I love him. He know what the hell he talking about. Because, boy, I had used the 7 one time, and you get all of that information, right? And they amp you up and you get sold on using them, and they don't know what the hell they talking about, because they know that there's nobody that can really dive in and be like, this person's a fraud. He's lying or she's lying because this is how you really, this happens. What about this? You get to asking them. Half the people who trade, the 83% of the people who fail in trading don't even know that UMF law exists, right? This is the reality. So be careful. What I plan to do is showing you guys how to dissect a strategy to determine if whether or not this is a good strategy for you and whether or not you could actually use it. All right. Those are the three things. I hope you wrote them down. This is being recorded though, so you'll always be able to rewind this video back and go over it. If you look on the screen, you see I have three things up here as well, three key things: your trading plan, your compound plan, and your strategy. We're going to go over this because as I show you a few different things on different brokers, right? We're going to dive into a lot. There's one key broker that I'm noticing is pretty damn sweet for being profitable. So I'm going to teach you guys some strategies, and then we're going to dive into that broker. All right. Please feel free to ask your questions. I only have one rule, and that's simple. If you hear a lady speaking, always give her the floor is only right. Chivalry is not dead over here. With that being said, let's talk about the trading plan. Now, the trading plan consists of three strong ideologies you have to have in it. The first strong ideology is you have to have a strong trading psychology, okay? We're going to go over that. That's super important. I'm starting to see people kind of like flirt with the idea of a trading psychology. And again, they don't know what the hell they're talking about. They just giving you strong motivational speeches. I'm going to give you things, and then I'm going to teach you how to apply. That's typically the handicap in a lot of businesses and a lot of these companies that get to talking about how they want to teach you how to trade. They don't teach you without having a handicap. I'm not going to teach you with a handicap. Hopefully the goal is that you won't need me for binary after this is done. All right. So let's normalize doing away with the handicap. If we can normalize doing away with the handicaps, do me a favor, guys, and drop a bag in the chat. If we could just get rid of the handicaps, we will no longer learn with the handicaps. This is not going to be a situation where you are going to be taught with a handicap. You're going to be taught no holds bar how to trade binary. And the first way to do it is to rock out with your trading psychology. Now we're looking at your trading psychology like this, really simple. We're going to follow a trading plan first. In the trading plan, I want you to understand that you have to have a few things, right? One of those things that you want to have in your trading plan is, first off, your trading session. What does a session when you're trading look like to you? Now, I'm going to tell you guys, mine, I like to take 10 trades a session once an hour, okay? That gives you the opportunity to be able to properly assess the channels of all different things when it comes down to your trading. So like, what does that look like? That's wrong. That shouldn't be 10 hours, 3 sessions. What was going on here? That's a typo. So your trading session should be 1 hour and 3 sessions. So that means basically I'm trading 3 times a day for an hour. Now, what this should say as far as 10 session equals 10 trades. There you go. That's how that should look. All right, so let's just stop that there. 10 trades, 1 hour sessions, 3 sessions. Okay, that's the first. First thing I need for you guys to do is make sure you drop this down. If you're going to trade in a session, you should know how many trades you want to take per session. Okay, why is that important? Because some of us get into binary and it gets so sweet in certain cases, you start feeling good, especially if you trade the demo. And we're going to get into the whole demo live ordeal because a lot of people genuinely think that the demo is different than the live because they like, man, I be cooking in the demo, but when I get to the live and I'm doing the exact same thing, I can promise you guys that by the time I'm done, you're going to realize that you were not doing the same thing. At some point in time, you was making the smallest mistake, which was allowing you to study long. And y'all know the saying, study long, study wrong. So at that point, when you're in the demo charts and you're cooking with no regards. That means you haven't been practicing what you need to practice. If you have the strategy down pat, do you have your heart rate down pat? Do you have your sensibility down pat? When you get into the live, how often are you second guessing yourself? How often are you looking for the winning trades and the losing trades? Okay. If you're not playing defense, most people don't play defense in their demo and they practice that. And they don't know that they're not playing defense in a demo because they're not worried about identifying fake outs and identifying bad trades. They're only concerned about winning good trades, identifying winning trades. And because of that, at that very point, boom, they're not practicing that they should be practicing demo. They should be trading with some defensive measures. They're not practicing defense at all. What they're practicing is all offense. They go into the live and then they get to thinking, I don't want to blow this money. And they looking at the right-hand screen, right-hand top of the screen, depending on what your brokerage is. And typically in the right-hand top of the screen, you start seeing your money. When you start seeing your money, it's like, holy hell, all right, yeah, this is not necessarily a good thing I want to do. Like you have $100 in there, you trade, you lose $1, you down 99. You trade, you lose $2 more, you down 97. And it keeps going and keeps going. And before you know it, the more money you lose, the worse you feel. And now your decision-making is shot. All right. So to counter that, let's start practicing trading in sessions. So me personally, I would suggest 10 trades, 1 hour session, 3 sessions a day. In them 10 trades, you have 1 hour to make up for 10 trades. That means you don't have to take all 10 trades the first 10 minutes, first 20 minutes. You just kind of want to span it. When you do so, you want to set a pair of rules. You have the win-loss ratio, the win rules, and the loss rules, right? The win rules is, if I'm going to take 10 trades, I encourage everybody on this call to be a 70% trader. With the proper risk management, 70% trader. If you have a job, you can fire your boss. You can call them up. Look, I'm never coming to work again. The hell with you in this company, I'm out. Click, and that's done, right? Because you're a 70% trader. That means you can replace your biggest income, okay? We'll go over trading metrics later on, but I'll break down to you guys trading metrics, right? So check this out. So what you want to do is you want to take 10 trades. You minimum want to try to win 7 trades, minimum. Now, I'm not saying only look to win 7 trades, but you definitely want to try to win 7 trades. And maximum should be the loss. So now when we're talking loss, your loss rules, your max amount should be 3 trades. This is how I do it. Let's just say I jump in the charts. I take a trade. I lose it. All right, I shake it off. I jump in again. I lose that second trade. My. All right, shake it off. I might win the next, I don't know, I'm going to say 5 trades. I might win the next 5 trades straight, be on a roll. I could take the 6th trade and just by 1 second, lose. I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do at that point. That's it. That killed my session. All right. Even though you would think, all right, well, you won 3 because like you ain't lose 4. Absolutely. Because once you lose your 3rd trade, it's done. That's the max amount of trades you can win. Once you lose your 3rd trade, consider that a blown account. I don't care how much money you are up. Consider that 3rd loss a blown account. Start over next session. Why is that important? Because you have to create the trading psychology that you need to be a 6-figure trader. That's just the reality to it. If you want to be a 6-figure earner, you have to be a 6-figure learner. You have to be able to be disciplined. Binary is so easy to trade undisciplined because of how simplistic but complex it is. That's why they call it simplistic complexity. Simple enough to where anybody can do it. It's not hard when you're looking at the rules of binary, but complex enough to where not everybody can be profitable. All right. So I want you to think about that. Your wins should be minimum 7 wins. Your max should be maximum 3 losses. Your win ratio should be 70%. Everybody should strive to be a 70% trader for sure. Why 70%? Again, because when you are looking at a level in which case you have a 45 to 50% trader is your average trader. Now, a lot of you might not know this, but the average trader falls in that 83% bracket. And we all know 83% of traders fail at trading. That means it's only a bracket of 17% of profitable winning traders. That's it. That's statistics right there. All right. So if you don't want to be a part of that 83% losing ratio, then you don't want to trade at a 45 to 50% win ratio. Now, when you go 55 to 65, you're slightly above average. That means you can, if you can get up to the highest part of the slight above average, that means you can create a secondary income. We like to call them, you've mastered a secondary income. You're a secondary income master at that point. Okay, guys? So that's something to think about. Now, once you get to the level of 65 to 70%, so we're going to say 55 to 60, 65 to 70. Once you get to 65 to 70%, you are now pretty keen and being seen as now a above average trader. 70% creates a secondary, creates an income for you that can erase your first income. 75 to 80%, you are wowing them. By 90%, you're an elite trader. Okay, that's the win ratios. That's the win and losing ratios at that point when it comes down to how you want to see yourself when you're trading. You don't never want to be an average trader, because an average trader is a non-profitable trader. Don't let them gas you up and fool you to be any difference. Don't take my word for it either, though. Do your homework. All right. But I encourage every person to be a 70% trader, win or lose. Okay. If you are not a 70%, you shouldn't even be in your live. If you don't have the strategy down, whatever strategy you're using to the point where it's muscle memory, you shouldn't be in your live. Now, a lot of you guys, I'm pretty sure that everybody on this call has heard of over trading or has heard of over leveraging. I'm sorry. If you've heard of over leveraging, I'm pretty sure if I asked you what over leveraging meant to you, you would say, oh, well, it's pretty much when you risk more than your account should delegate. So, you might be over leveraging if you have $100 account and you risk like 60% of it. So you risk $60 on a $100 account. Let me nip this in the bud right now and let me debunk this. That is not over leveraging. Okay. What happened is you get a lot of people who gets to spitting out to you guys terminologies in trading to kind of gear you or coerce you to move in such a manner or such a way that they seem like they know what they're talking about. Well, let me shoot it to you straight. If you have a trading plan and a compound plan that has you risk 40 to 60% of your account, that could be an aggressive compound plan. And if that happens, then you can't say, well, that person over leveraged. That don't even make sense. How can you tell a person who planned to risk this amount that they over leveraged? Because the truth is that's not how it works. The truth is actually an over leverage is when you trade your account just because you have money in your live account. Now you've over leveraged. All right. If you only trade your live because you have money in your live and you only trade your demo because you don't have money in your live, you are an over leverager. You should only trade your live when you are prepared to. So as you guys learn more and more from me, you're going to hear me often refer trading and boxing to be the same exact thing. Here's why. A fighter, a prize fighter, doesn't fight all the time, all year long. You won't catch a Mayweather, a Mike Tyson, a Muhammad Ali in their primes fighting at a championship level. These guys got the belts. You're not going to find these new champs even fighting every 6 months or every 4 months or so. You might catch them once a year. That's not to say that they won't spar and they won't train. You just won't catch them on the big stage often, right? Why? One, they have to maintain their health. For you, you would have to maintain your health, but it's not the physical health, it's the health of your account. You have to maintain the value of your account. If you jumping in your live and you're not that good, what's going to happen? You're going to blow your money. You're going to blow your account. And that's the ultimate knockout. Losing a trade here and there, that can work as well as getting punched in a fight. All right. If you in the ring, prepare to get hit. But the defensive tactics of trading is going to keep you from blowing your account, i.e. getting knocked out. All right. So the fact of the matter is, I want you guys to look at it this way. You don't trade live 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times a week if your win-loss ratio is low. You should be in your demo. You need to be working on your skill set. Your skill set becomes second nature. That's where a lot of traders drop the ball at. If you are not able to respond to the market second nature to breathing, then you are not prepared to trade. Most of us learned the hard way, right? It's only about 8 people on this call, so I'm guessing you guys could agree with, in most cases, some people or some of us might have funded our live accounts because we saw something dope on YouTube, or we saw something dope on Google, or whatever the case may be. Maybe we met a friend, we knew a friend that traded and everything, and that person started trading, right? And you was like, damn, it's that easy? I could do that and I could make a ton of money, right? And you get to doing it. You fund your account with this $100, knowing that you about to make $6 million from this $100 investment, right? And then you go on ahead and you get to like trading, and you recognize, damn, I done lost all my damn money. What did I do wrong? And you know, we end up probably doing, going back to your demo to make sure you followed the strategy perfectly. So if you've ever done that, then you know that was the backwards way of trading at that point, right? You don't go into your demo first, then you don't go into your live first, lose, and then go to your demo, right? Stay in your demo until your strategy is second nature. And you're probably wondering, cuz you keep saying your strategy, it's multitudes of strategies out there. Believe it or not, guys, this is your first strategy, understanding who the hell you are as a trader. If you don't have a game plan, all right, my session count is this, my win rules is this, my loss rules is this, helping me come up to a win-loss ratio of this amount. Now, the next thing you need to know about yourself is if you're an aggressive trader or not. Again, some people like high volatility. They like when the charts is just moving, is moving fast up, is moving fast down. They love it. So what they do is they can't trade a slow moving chart. Some people can't trade a fast moving chart, so they trade the slow ones. Some people like when the charts barely move. That covers all facets of trading. That covers your London and New York session. That covers your Tokyo, Sydney session. All right. That covers anywhere between 5 in the morning to 11:45 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. That covers your 9:30 p.m. to 12:30 a.m., which is your Asian session breakout, and that covers your London session. All right. So you need to know who you are and how you identify the charts. Okay. If you don't understand that, you're going to blow a bag. If you don't understand that, you're doing yourself a disservice. And I don't care what strategy you learn, after a while, when the market switch up, and it will, you're going to be asked out. All right. Then you need to think about your aggression level as a leverager. Are you one of those? Some people just, man, put it all on 6 and let it ride. Some people just play craps when they trade. Some people playing Russian roulette when they trade, you know. And some of you guys play with, what's that, Russian roulette, when you spin the barrel with the bullet in it and you pull the trigger. And if you don't get shot in the head, you won. Well, some of you guys is playing that with an automatic weapon. You guys know damn well you shouldn't be in the charts at all, but just because you got your account funded, you playing that Russian roulette with that automatic weapon. You are for sure going to blow your brains out at this point. You are for sure going to blow your account away because you're not doing the due diligence, right? Know what your aggression level is when you're trading and when you're leveraging, and only go for trades that's conducive to your aggression level as a trader and at your leveraging speed. So this way you won't blow your account, or this way you know where to start from. And guys, right now we're just going over the metrics of being a trader, so that way as I get to showing you strategies, I ain't got to get a ton of DMs like, cuz this strategy don't work for me, blah, blah, blah. Because then I'm going to ask you, well, let me ask you a question. Show me how you trade. And in most cases, when you see a person trade, if they're not trying to appease somebody else and they're trading naturally, you can always break down who they are and why they are as a trader. I would suggest you guys do the same thing. Now, once you figure out your trading session, your win rules, your loss, your win ratio, who you are as a trader, who you are as a trader that leverages, you need to determine whether you want to trade only organic pairs, OTCs, or if you can handle the distinction between the two and being able to trade the two. Now, when you're dealing with organic pairs, guys, you're dealing with pairs that are generated randomly. This information is never going to be the same. This information is going to be a situation at a place where, regardless of what you think you know about trading, the moment the news this just in, I don't know, Michael Jackson is really alive. Him and Tupac was chilling on a beach of Barbados. The stock market might shoot up. Oh, I knew it. And I knew Michael Jackson had dibs on Pepsi, so let me invest in them. Next thing you know, the market goes topsy-turvy. Joe Biden finally shook the hand to the person who wasn't behind him. Boom, market news. And the next thing you know, the market is topsy-turvy, and that's an organic pair. The thing about an OTC is that as much as it's randomly created, it also only carries about 13,000 patterns. That means that you can actually memorize how an OTC pair can maneuver. It also means that it also has a predetermined entry and exit point. It is not as random as an organic pair. It just seems that way. It seems that it's random because OTCs is over the counter, meaning that in most cases that broker designed that OTC. Well, another debunk is that's not always the case. Believe it or not, there's OTCs in Forex as well. An OTC is governed by subsidiary companies that sells them. What that means is sometimes that brokerage might not have the legal rights to put this chart on as a trade chart, right? And so if they can't get the legal instruments of like USD JPY or something like that, or any of the GBPs, AUDs or something like that, they can't get any of those organic pairs. Maybe they can't get the stocks, they can't get Amazon, they can't get Best Buy. They might not be able to get these particular stocks. And so since they can't get these particular stocks, they create or they use OTCs to fill up the margin. And what that means is now these things have a predetermined directions. Guess what, guys? I'm here to tell you it's really easy to determine where these things are going. They're not as random as people want you to think, but a lot of people will tell you to stay away from OTCs. Why? Because you genuinely can't trade OTCs the way you trade organic pairs, because if you trade an organic pair like you trade an OTC, you can get cooked. And how can you get cooked? Because OTCs have a predetermined. Every OTC running that particular day, it's going to go in a certain direction. That's that. Where in the organic market, it might start out as a buy day, news come out, everything is bearish. In the OTC, if the organic market was to drop, it's not going to make the OTC rise. No. What, if anything, the OTC is going to stay where it's at. The only time you see a change or an influx in OTCs is typically on Fridays. Once the market ends, the OTC game really begins, because all the liquidity of traders who want to continue to trade and make money over the weekends, but they're afraid to trade like cryptos, will jump on the OTCs, and that's more volatility in the market because that's more volume. So needing to determine whether you can trade organic, OTC, or both is a must when knowing who you are as a trader. Now, sliding over to your compound plan. You need a compound plan, guys. Do not jump in the market like, oh, I'm going to run this bag up and I'm going to take this $100 and I'm going to do this, and you don't have an idea of what you want to risk. Even if you have a trading plan, if you don't know that you want to risk 1 to 3% or 5 to 7% or 10 to 15%, you're definitely going to blow your account. Why? Because again, it's knowing yourself. If you know you're an aggressive trader and you know right now your win ratio only allows you even though you got a 10 trades, man, you know you only knocking out maybe 4 or 5 of them trades, it wouldn't be smart to be leveraging 30, 40, 50% of your account, because you can blow your trades your first loss or two, right? So it's important to know every compound plan that you have should always have an end game of 30 days. Every compound plan should have a 30-day financial plan to it. Even if you have a yearly long compound plan, you should have a checkup every 30 days, all right? So you should still have 12 checkups or check-ins or whatever you call it, just to give you an idea and understanding of where you are, a progressive area to where you are when you have that going on, all right? So if your compound plan doesn't consist of a good leverage and it don't consist of 30 days, it's probably not that good of a compound plan. Now, it's not me talking trash, not me talking junk, not me trying to shoot anything down, but just think about it. Again, in trading, you have to have a trading psychology, so you got to have brains, and you have to know how to protect yourself in the market at all times. Sounds familiar? You got to know how to hold them up. You do not want to dive in thinking offense, 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 and thinking that the people that's trading against you don't have defense. If you think that banks trade without defense, you're sadly mistaken. If you think that these prisons, that's one of the biggest market makers in the game, is trading without defense, you're sadly mistaken. All right. So that trading psychology, boom, has to be on point. That defensive measure, boom, has to be on point. Protect yourself, protect your mental stability, protect your financial stability. Super important, because everything else that you'll learn ain't gonna matter if you can't keep your head in the game, you can't keep your heart rate checked, if what you're looking to do won't work out. All right. 1 to 3% leverage is my suggestion when you're building smaller compound accounts, or really any account for that matter, because it's not about getting this huge bag so quickly. It's about being on pace for it. If you're going to get $100,000 out the market, whether you do it in a day, 90 days, 6 months, or a year, for some people, they've never had $100,000 before. So if you've never even had $100,000 before, wouldn't it be better to be on pace to make it consistently than to just be like, oh man, I dropped the ball because I ain't make $100,000 in this trading session? No. Okay. This is why you have to have a check-in or a check-out plan as well. Now, don't have to be 30-day financial plan. You can have a 7-day financial plan. You can have a 2-week financial plan. I would just suggest 30 days, and then you can always cut it down the way you see fit. Okay. Now, hopefully, guys, you write down these 4 things for me to the right here. I need you to write these down. And if you could do me a favor, when you write them down, please actually answer them. This is not for the benefit of just killing time on these calls. Everything I ask you to do, I really do ask you to do for a purposeful reason, and it's going to come back later on. Who are you as a trader? How many of you guys know who you are as a trader? Let's be realistic. You ain't got to answer on this call. Just ask yourself. If you was to look in the mirror right now and you could talk to that reflecting of yourself, and that reflection could talk back and you could listen well, who would that reflection tell you are as a trader? Can you be honest with yourself enough to say, hey, I am not where I want to be, and tell yourself why you're not there? Don't write down who you want to be as a trader, but write down who you currently are so you know where to build from. Some of us want to be something so bad that when we get asked that question, we answer it with who we want to be. And if we was to write it down who we want to be, we're trying to build from a level we ain't never achieved yet. So let's normalize, start from wherever the hell we sit at. Secondly, guys, what is the level my trading metrics currently reside at? Now, I'm asking you guys that. I'm going to share a little bit of my personal sauce. There's a little bit of my personal sauce. I don't know if y'all can see it or not. Let me know if you can see my screen or if it's still on the white screen in the chat for me. Let me get on over here to I know I got one in here somewhere. Give me a second, guys. Still on the whiteboard? All right, cool. All right, so what I'm going to do is I am going to hold on, guys. I'm so sorry for this. Let me okay. I think I found it. I think I know where it's at. So I want to go over trading metrics. I want to go over trading metrics with you guys, right? And I'm going to share my trading my manual, and I use this manual as a way to stay on top of my other students how to identify where they are at. And I'll share the sauce with you guys. Here we go. I'll share the sauce with you guys. Share this page. There we go. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna reshare the screen, guys. Let me just share it that way. Check this out. So this is what I call 6 degrees of traders metrics, right? And so knowing who you are is super important. You'll notice stage 1, there's an overnight success. Stage 2, well, I'm gonna just go over them really quick. Some of us are probably stage 1 and don't know it. If you don't know what stage 1 is, it's the common misconception. We talked about stage 1 earlier. If you're a stage 1 trader, that means 9 times out of 10, you've seen something, like I said, on YouTube, Google, know somebody, heard something about a program, about a company that did this, that knew this person, that cousin Junebug introduced you to, and somehow, some way you got like caught up in the trading, right? And so what you did was you seen the success of the trade and said, man, so you mean to tell me I can make, and we see this all the time. I'm guilty of it sometimes too. At least I like to give people more sauce than others, but you'll see that turn $50 into $50,000, and here's how you do it, right? Or I turned $600 into $6,000 in an hour. And you see those clickbait type situations going on, right? All right, cool. So that gets you amped, pumped, and get ready for success. You like, you know what? I need to get in with this right now. Let's go. You become this overnight success. That's stage 1. The reason why it's overnight success is because of things I determined. But what happens is you end up losing. Go figure, right? Sometimes it's just too good to be true. It's not to say that you can't turn that $50 or $500. I've done all of that stuff. But the reality to it is there's also a skill set I possess that a lot of people don't. So if I only say that and I don't teach you the skill set, then you're going to probably find yourself in stage 1. Now, once you lose the money, most times people sit back and be like, I know I did everything right. Let me dive into this a little bit more. Then you become a stage 2, which is a collegiate trader. Those are the traders, and we all know them. We ain't got to put them out there. We know some names of some people that's going to explain certain things, or and the way they explain it on such a high collegiate level, where with the big words and everything, terminologies and all that good stuff, because they went back and they studied everything about the trading aspects, because they couldn't figure out where the hell they went wrong at. And once they did it, they started applying what they were studying more and more, and they became a stage 3, which is the demo expert. Now, some of you might be a stage 3. You guys might be on the demo just crushing it, killing it. You guys then made 100,000, 400,000, 60 million. You know, you guys probably came up on tons and tons and tons of money because you started off as that overnight success. That ain't work. You start studying on a collegiate level, and now you have a stronger understanding of what you're trading. And now you hopped on stage 3, being this demo expert. You killing a demo. Well, tell you what happens when you become a demo expert. One day you minding your business, you in a grocery store, you holding eggs in one hand, bread in the other, and the line is moving slow. You overhear somebody to the right or left of you talking about trading and talking about how they didn't hypotenuse the way the strategy was supposed to work, and had they hypotenused it, this would have really worked out well for me. You like, what the hell are they talking about? And they talking about the Fibonacci tool. It's like, yeah, I used the Fibonacci and I tried to hypotenuse it, but I was down 6%, and I didn't understand why. And at that very moment, you go, hold on, wait a minute. You say, excuse me, I think the terminology is hypotenusing, and I don't know what that is, but you were probably trying to use the Fibonacci, and then you get to breaking down to them exactly what's going on and why it happened and so forth and so on and blah, 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 and all that good stuff, right? Once you break all that down to them, now they're in a situation, they're like, oh, okay. All right. And you get to talking to them and explaining to them what's going on, how it happens and why it happens. And then you start explaining it to them, and then y'all meet up a few times, you in the charts, and now you're explaining to them like pure champs, pure champs, right? About how this strategy works and how it's so good, and you showing them stuff, and it's to the point where low key you teaching them now. You became now a stage 4, which is a trading consultant. Once you became that trading consultant, it's like now nobody could BS you with trading. Now, when they get to talking about trading, you right there in the conversations, all with your arms folded. You waiting for somebody to say something wrong. Oh, you thought you hypotenused it, did you? Yeah, but did you add the fractional areas of the 26.95? Like, we all know those traders that get to spitting out numbers. Yeah, but see, what happens is when it bounced off the 6.8651, that's when I knew the 4.8907 was the sweet spot zone we run into all of them. And really, as much as they sound like they smart, the truth is, I'm not saying that they're not. I'm just saying that they became trading consultants. They can explain to you why all the kids can't see the sweet taste of Cinnamon Toast Crunch as long as it involves the Fibonacci, okay? And so you feel like, oh man, I'm good. I'm now a trading consultant. If you are at that metric, now you can build from it. And when you build from it, you start realizing, damn, I know a lot about trading. What am I doing wrong? And you start beating on your head. Come on, think, Cash, think. What am I doing wrong? Well, let me sit down and just apply what I know. And you get to applying it, right? And once you apply it, now you're thinking, okay, I'm supposed to do this first. Then I got to add that. And there we go. Okay, cool. Here we go. Now you're at a situation where you start winning with what you're applying. That makes you a second income master, because you start winning and withdrawing. And once you take $1 out the market, you now become a professional trader. You don't have to be a 6-7 figure trader to be a professional trader. You can only pull out $1. All right. Finally, you recognize that the difference between making hundreds of dollars on a trade and making thousands of dollars on a trade is the leverage. And from that point, you start feeling more confident with the amount of leverage you add in. You feel more confident with what you know. You don't practice what you preach, but you preach what you practice. And then you become that professional trader. And once you become that professional trader, it's game over. Now you recognize that the only difference between making $100 and making $1,000 is the leverage amount, but the skill level is there. And once you possess the skill level to make that $100 or that $1,000, now you are at a place where you are that professional trader. So why did I share the 6 degrees of traders metrics with you guys? Because I want you guys to take a screenshot, take a gander, take a look. This comes from one of my workbooks. So you guys will I'll definitely be able to school you really well on this. But these 6 degrees of trader metrics is super important for you to know, because if you know what level you're on, then you know where to start building from. If you are stage 4, there's no reason for you to try to build from stage 1. Don't decrease yourself. Just build on what you have. If you're really a stage 2, but you think that you're a stage 5, then that would be a reason. At least now you know where to gauge yourself. So when you go in ahead, press screenshot, if you don't know how, control print screen button on your computer, or if you got a newer computer, you should just be able to press the print screen button, go to your WordPad, copy, paste, boom, you have a copy of this form right here, this little sheet, the 6 degrees of traders metrics. But to yourself personally, what I would ask you guys to do is to go on ahead and just write down who you are and pick a degree. Where are you and where do you want to get to? I know everybody wants to get to stage 6. But before you get to stage 6, if you're at stage 3, focus on getting to stage 4. If you're at stage 4, focus on getting to stage 5. Don't just beat yourself up and say, I got to get to stage, I'm stage 2, but I got to get to stage 6. Last thing I'm going to leave you guys with is there's a difference between taking the steps and taking an elevator. Some of us who are here trading, if you're on this call, 9 times out of 10, guys, you're on this call because you want to be successful overall. And I'm pretty sure you guys have had tons of people tell you guys not to do it. I would briefly talk about detox, but I'm running out of time, but I'll just tell you this. Most of the times when you hear yourself say you can't do something, it ain't never your voice. is always the voice of somebody that's pretty close to you. Maybe it's your favorite cousin, friend, best friend, mom, dad, husband, wife, but it ain't never your voice. So when you use the 6 degrees of the trader's metrics and you see where you are, start detoxing those voices. Start getting rid of those thoughts. You got this. You can do this. You're meant for this, or you wouldn't be here. That's just the reality. Find out who you are, build to get to the next stage. A lot of people are 2 stages away from being a professional trader they want to be, stuck at stage 4, being somebody's trading consultant. Time to start consulting yourself on these winning and losing trades. You got this though. All you got to do is hypotenuse it. All right. Any questions before we break out, guys?
Yo,
what's
up, Cash, man? That was fire, bro. It's Lamar.
What's going on, Cuz? I appreciate it. I'm good, man. How are you?
Yeah. Man, I'm feeling excellent, brother. So I got a question, right? For those that have like say up somebody starting off with a $500 account, right? Like, what would be a great way to leverage from that, like far as, lot size and things like that.
They got a $500 account. If they have a $500 account, let me tell you, one, it depends on what their skill level is. I'm big on that, bro. I could lie to you right now and tell you, man, they can start at a 1 to 3%, but bro, if they can't earn 1 to 3% on their $500 account, they're not ready to trade. So I would honestly say, cuz if you got a $500 lot size, start off with being able to earn 1 to 3% on your account. If you believe you can make 1 to 3% on your account, and overall, then what I would say is start with that.
Right.
Start with that 1 to 3. You see what I'm saying? 1 to 3%. 3% when you're feeling frisky. I'm talking about like you feeling like I done had a couple shots in frisky. You know what I'm saying? Start with that 1 to 3%. That's 3%. Other than that, don't be afraid if you got a $500 account to be trading $5 trades. All right. Nothing wrong with it. Here's why. Because when you test the momentum, when you test the market, if you're going to be in your live and you test it with those small leverages, it gives you the opportunity to understand what the market is doing. The market owes you nothing. And whatever you could take from the market, you take with both hands and you haul ass. You get the hell out of Dodge. That's the reality to it. That's how the market works. That's how it functions. So it will take more from you than you will get from it. So 1 to 3% ain't bad. And then when you feel comfortable with that market, with that particular chart, if you choose to up it, go for it, but do not over leverage on your skill set. Don't over leverage on your skill set. If you don't feel as though you have the skills to maintain a 7 to 12 to 15% leverage, then don't do it, because a part of your skill set is being able to control your emotions in the market. You might be one hell of an analysis. You might be one hell of a button clicker. Man, I clicked the hell out that mouse on a buy or sell. But if your heart rate begins to flutter, that's when that's the throttle. That's when you maxed out. And then I wanted to get the trading fatigue, but just to let you know, that's your trading fatigue. Your trading fatigue level is how many trades you can see that's winning before you start seeing the turnaround. So a lot of us are win like 3-4 trades in a row almost all the time. And then by the 5 and 6, we lose. And that means our trading fatigue level is 3 or 4. And there's nothing wrong with that. You can always stretch it, but cut down your trading plan from 10 to, let's say, 5. If your trading fatigue level is 4, until you get to until you can nail 5 trades in a row, then stretch your trading session to 6 trades with a 5 trading 5 winning trading fatigue. And you do stuff like that, you build up your trading fatigue before you know you had 10, 15, 20, and 30 trades before you actually lose and you're running up a bag.
Oh, that's fire, brother. I appreciate it too.
No problem, cuz.
So I hope everybody took notes on that. That was major.
Anybody else, guys? Any other questions?
Hey, cousin Cash, it's Kev, bro.
What's up, Kev?
I don't have a question, man, but hey, man, definitely always appreciate you for coming on, man, and giving us songs, bro.
No worries, Kev. No worries, Kev. It's a lot to come, man. I get to do me this time, so the teaching is gonna be a little bit different this go around. I promise you that.
Yes, sir. Looking forward to it.
Yes, sir, cousin Cash. You already know, my brother. I already
What's
know
up,
the
Martin?
ride that you're about to. I already know the ride you about to take us on. So I'm just taking notes and getting ready, bro. So I'm
Man,
just proud that you're part of the squad.
Oh yeah, for sure. Cause like I said, this time around, I don't have no restraints. I'm gonna be passing out worksheets and stuff like that, kind of similar to what you seen, because it's more trading is more than just knowing a strategy or two. It's literally a feel and a physical feel as much as it's a mental feel and know. And if you can physically adjust to what trading has to offer, you'll be a six-figure trader, no problem. That's the part that I wasn't allowed to teach that I could teach now.
Facts. I'm ready, bro. I'm ready. We're all ready.
Any other questions, guys? All right, I'm gonna take. Hold on, I think I got something in the chat really quickly. I might not. I don't know. I gotta see. Appreciate it, cuz. Appreciate it, Will. With that being said, man.
I'm just learning.
Hey, no doubt, no doubt. Hey, listen, man. This is the perfect time. Like I said, this is the part where I get to kind of really show out what you guys really need to know. There's a lot of times people kind of want to push the narrative of a strategy, a physical strategy, and it's like I can give you that, but just as easily, if I give you that and nothing else, it's a surface trade. It's going to fail you. It's guaranteed. It's guaranteed to fail you. And the reason why is because if you don't have an idea how to adjust, then it ain't gonna work out. It will not work out. And that's just the bottom line. All right. Other than that, guys, man, if there's no other questions or anything.
Hey, are you just here on a Monday?
I'm sorry?
Are you just here on a Monday?
Yeah, I'm unfortunately I'm only here on Mondays. Okay. But like I said, I'm always dropping jewels and stuff like this. If you got social media, I know I got a weird social media name, but I'll put it up on the screen for you guys. Man, where's the whiteboard at? There we go. I'll put it up on the screen here. If y'all want to follow me there, y'all can. And I'm always dropping tools and just jewels and tips and tricks that's solid. So at church, and I'm gonna type it in because I got people who clones me.
Church for the wicked.
Yep. So yeah, it was a cartoon I was an animator on. So there you go, guys. Nice and big for you. And then if you want to support me on the YouTube, I'm here too. So you could just type in Cousin Cash, and I'm right there. All right, and we good to go. Shout out to Anime.
Class?
I'm sorry?
Is this your only class?
Is this my only call? This is my only call, yes. So for this program, this is definitely my only call. But we're working on more calls to come. But right now, I just want to kind of get you guys used to me, get integrated, because like I said, like Martin said, we about to go on a nice little ride, but I promise you it'll be worth it.
Yeah, I'm really interested. I'm in the UK, so I'm really interested.
Awesome. So I would definitely tell you to check me out on YouTube. I go into a little bit of strategy there.
Okay.
But I would tell you that this call more important. And this is being recorded, so I will get this to Calvin, so Calvin can release the first two videos. But this video right here would definitely be the one that you want to start with, and it will help you understand what I'm teaching on YouTube.
Okay, that's great. Thanks.
All right. So I'll put that up there. All right, guys, man. Well, you guys are the best. Please be safe wherever you are going to or coming from today. And make sure you guys are literally just take a time, just let what I said resonate, sit on you for a little bit, man, and just really find yourself in that position where you are understanding who you are as a trader, because everything else I'll teach after that, it will all really make sense. And like I said, key importance is being the type of trader you are and being able to utilize and leverage your abilities more than what you have in your live account or what strategy you take. So other than that, man, you guys be safe, and I'll see y'all next Monday.
Thank you. Thank you. Goodbye.
No problem.
Thank you.